Welcome you all. So this is gonna be the very first video when it's come to the grade 6 ICT. So what we are going to do here is we are trying to learn ICT with the help of the English medium, but I know some of the students, they are just recently joined with the grade 6 English medium classes, so there can be some problem like learning the singular term. So here I have included some of the meanings in singular even, so time to time I'll speak in singular in order to get some good knowledge. So let's try to start our session. First thing that you need to know is, here you can see the screen now, the things that you must know about when it's come to the grade 6 ICT. There are two books. One is called the reading book, the other one is the workbook. So in order to follow this course, that means the grade 6 ICT, you need to have these two books. So if you don't have, you can let me know through a comment, so I'll help you to find out the books. Those are available on the internet, right? So I'll send you those. So if you don't have, please let me know, right? So the next, now there are two books. So the one is called the reading book, the other one is the workbook. So what we are going to do is we will follow up the reading book, and time to time we will go for the workbook, where all the activities and the works you have to done, so you have to complete over there. So now let's see what are the lessons available for us. All right, so these are the lessons available for us. So the first lesson is going to be the importance of computers. Then the second lesson going to be use the computer laboratory safely. That means how you're going to use the computer lab. Then the operating system and file management, how we're going to use an operating system and how to handle the files, the folders inside your computer. Then the fourth one is using mouse and keyboard to use application software. There you're going to learn how to use the keyboard and the mouse properly in order to open this application software. Then the fifth lesson gonna be the algorithm and the flowcharts, and then the last one is using the internet for collecting information and communication, where you're gonna get some knowledge about how to use internet and all these things. All right, so that is that. So I hope so far the things what we talk, it's clear for you all. First we talk about the overview of the ICT books itself. There are two books. One is called the reading book, the other one is the workbook. Then inside the reading book and the workbook, all these lessons are there, the same lessons. So first what we are going to do is we are going to follow up the reading book. That means the lesson, the content. Then time to time we will go for the workbook, and we will try to do the related activities there that belongs to these lessons. Okay, so then a while ago we talked about the lessons available. Those are these lessons. All right, so our first lesson gonna be the importance of computers, right? Importance of computers. So as I told you, I think it's better we improve our vocabulary every time. So here you can see there's some sort of word here called importance. So our lesson gonna be the importance of computers. So when it's come to if you're having some sort of difficulty about understanding the meaning of this word, so here's the meaning in singular. In singular we are telling වැදගත්කම or the අවශ්‍යතාවය. So that means the topic is just like computer සුල තියෙන අවශ්‍යතාවය එහෙම නැත්නම් වැදගත්කම මොකක්ද කියන එක තමයි අපි ඉගෙන ගන්න යන්නේ, right? Okay, so I hope it's clear for you all. So our first lesson gonna be the importance of computers. Computers සුල තියෙන වැදගත්කම. All right, so next. So if you go through with your reading book, so this is the first thing that you will see, right? This is where the place where your lessons gonna be start. So let's try to read the lesson and try to get familiar with the things. So I'll be very happy if you can read it after me. So let's start. Let's get to know the computer. My name is Computer. Dear kids, would you like to get to know about me? So now the computer is telling, okay, my name is computer, right? So students, okay, do you like to know more about me, right? So the computer is asking a question. So at the same time, again, he's speaking and telling, I'm your friend who's coming closer to you day-to-day life. You can see me in your home, offices, school, etc. Likewise. So now the computer is telling, okay, I'm just like your friend, right? That you can meet me on every day, right? I'm at your home, I'm at your offices, at school, something like that. He's telling. All right. So the next in the next paragraph, he's telling, I'm a fast electronic device made to fulfill your needs. Here it's telling, I'm a fast electronic device that made to fulfill your needs. That means what? Yes, computer is an electronic device that will, complete it, that will help us to complete our work very easily, right? Then the next line, let's read it after me. You can do complex tasks efficiently and accurately with my help. So here they are telling you can do complex tasks efficiently and accurately with my help. I think there are some difficult words like the word complex and the efficiently, right? So if we go to the here, right, I have added some of the single terms here. Complex, right? We are telling complex means sankeet aphasu, right? Then efficiency, right? Karyakshamatavya, right? Kalata velata veda kirim. So if we go back here, right, if I speak in single right now, මෙතන කියනවා, right, මට කරන්න පුළුවන් කියන්නේ කම්පියුටර් කරන්න පුළුවන් සංකීර්ණ කාර්යයන් කාර්යක්ෂමව සහ නිවැරදිව, right? තමයි තන idea එක කියන්නේ, right? Okay. At the same time, I don't get tired as you. I can perform tasks for a long time with the same speed. So now the computer is telling, okay, right, I'm not getting tired just like you all, right? I can perform tasks, I can do whatever the work you ask me to do, right, for a long time of period, right, without getting tired and with the same speed. Okay. So now I hope we had a small type of conversation here, where the computers try to speak, try to give a little bit introduction about himself, right? So I hope the things what we discuss is very clear, right? So here the computer is telling that his name is computer, then he's asking a question, okay, do you like to know about me? Then he's telling at the same time, I'm just like your friend, I'm at your office, home, at the school, likewise. Then he's telling, okay, I'm an electronic device, right, that will support you all in all your work, right? So the thing is, when it's come to my work, right, I can do complex tasks, right, the difficult tasks, and the efficiently and accurately, right? So those are the one. Okay. And at the same time, he's telling, I'm not getting tired just like you all, just like the humans. I'm not getting tired. I can work a long time, right, with the same speed. So that's something very cool when it's come to computers itself. All right, I hope everything is clear so far what we discussed. Let's move to the next slide. All right, functions of a computer. So here again, there's a word called function. So let's try to learn the meaning of the word function. So here it's telling functions of a computer. That means how the computer is gonna work, right? How the computer is gonna work, the very basic way. So they're telling. So when it's come to singular, it's like the singular means just like karya kriyava. So let's try to read the next the lines here, right? The basic functions of a computer are entering data, processing them, and producing processed data or the information, right? One more time again. The basic functions of a computer are entering data, processing them, and producing processed data. So they are telling, how the computer is going to work is, the works that the computer is doing is, it will enter the data to the computer itself, then it's process those data, then they will produce the processed data called the information, right? So those are the one. So here they are telling, they have given us a small diagram mentioning there's something called input, then the middle we can see the process, and then the output, right? So the first thing is going to be the input, that is telling the entering data. Entering data is mentioned here by input. Then processing them. So whatever the data you enter to the computer, then what's going to happen is then they are going to process, right? Process means what? Single, yes. So process mean, it's like we are telling in singular ක්‍රියාවලිය, right? ඒක යම් කිසි ක්‍රියාවලියකට ලක් කරනවා. ඒ data අපි enter කරපු data යම් කිසි ක්‍රියාවලිය ලක් කරලා තමයි අපි ඊළඟ step එකට යන්න හදන්නේ. So the then whatever the data you entered, then they will go to the process mode. Then after process those data, they will it will produce some of the information, right? So produce, right? Produce in singular we are telling නිපැයුමක්, නිෂ්පාදනය, right? So they are going to produce, right? They are going to create those information. So here you can see entering data is mentioning as input. So whatever the process, it's happening inside the computer, right? It's here mentioned as the process with the same meaning. And then whatever things they are going to produce, right? Produce with the help of those the data that they have entered, they call as the output. So there are three things: input, that means whatever things you are going to going to enter to the computer, we call them as input. Then whatever the process happen inside the computer, we call it the process, right? Then thanks to the process, if something producing, right, some sort of information, then we call that thing as the output. So this is the function, this is how the computer is going to function. This is how the method the computer is going to work, right? Input, process, then output, right? So I hope it's clear for you all, right? The functions of a computer can be mentioned with the help of this small diagram called the input, process, then output, right? Okay, so here, right, for an example, let's see this some real-time example, right? Real life example. So here you can see, right, some of the fruits are there, the water, the sugar, right? So what is the idea here, right? What is our target, the output? It's like a fruit juice, right? In order to create this fruit juice, right, that means what we are going to do is we are going to produce a fruit juice, right? So we need to enter, right, this fruits and the water and the sugar maybe to a blender, right? So then after that what we can do is we can mix it with the help of blender, right? So here these things gonna be the inputs for the fruit juice. Then the process gonna be the mixing, right, thanks to the blender itself. Then what we are going to do is we are going to have a nice output called a fruit juice, right? See, those are the input, here is the process, the mixing, then the output is the fruit juice, right? I hope it's clear for you all. See again, these are the real lifetime example. I'm not talking about the computer here, but yeah, these are the real lifetime example, right? Okay, let's see another example now. All right, check this out. You all know about this. So what are those? Those are the cloth. Then here we can see the washing powder. Then in the middle you can see a washing machine. Then here you can see some clothes, right? I think they are clean clothes. So it's like we can get the idea here, right? So what we are going to do is it's like we are going to wash our clothes, right? So usually what we are using is the washing machine. So in order to make it happen, that means definitely the dirty clothes should be there, and also maybe the most of the time the people are adding the washing powder, right? So there are some brands here. So what we are going to do is we just add them there, and the water also you need to add, right? Then everything is ready. Then what we are going to do, right? Yes, with the help of those the water line, you can send the water inside the washing machine. Then all are set. Then what you're going to do, you are going to switch on the washing machine, so then it will rotate here and there. Then after everything, if it is a fully automated washing machine, then it will dry all the clothes even. Then what you can do is you can get them out, right, after a certain amount of time, then you will have nice clean cloth. See, right, those are the inputs. Then the process was, thanks to the washing machine, it's rotated and clean and all the drying part and all these things happen thanks to the washing machine. Then we got the nice output called the clean clothes, right? See, input, process, and the output. All right, so that's another example, and we'll go for one more example here. All right, so sometimes these things happen for us, right? When you're drawing something, so sometimes when you're drawing something, suddenly the pencil point can be broke, right? So those things happen. What we had to do is we had to sharpen it back. So that means what we are going to do is to do that means definitely we need to have a pencil, right? The pointless pencil, then the sharpener. Then the process gonna be we are going to sharpen it, right? Then what then see, these are the inputs, this is the process. Then what we are going to get, yes, we are going to get a nice sharp pencil point, right? See, I hope it makes sense for you all. Input, process, output. So again, one more time, I'll show you the example again. So first we talk about when we try to make fruit juice, the things what we need is the fruits, the water, and the sugar itself, sorry. Then what we had to do is we had to put them into blender, and then we had to mix it. That's the process. See, input, then the process, then the output is a nice fruit juice. Then we talk about the washing machine process, right, where we can add dirty clothes and some washing powder with water. Then thanks to the washing machine, it will clean up all the things, then will give us the clean cloth. Then the last the example we talk about was sharpening a pencil, right? Then we'll get a nice sharp pencil, right? So I hope it's clear for you all. This is how the real lifetime the input, process, and the output happen, just like that when it's come to computer even, right? Now this is how the things work, right? So it input, right? We this so the people have to input the things, the data or the instruction. Then what the computer will do, it will process them, right? It will process whatever the data and instruction you entered. Then what's the computer is going to do, right? Then they will give us the information, right? Whatever the things he process, right? Thanks to this data and instruction, he will give us information, right? Organize data, right? Simply, it's just like that, right? Okay, so that's the idea here. So I hope it's clear for you all. I mean, how we can identify the function of a computer. So the function of a computer is just like some of the day-to-day life, just like life events happening, right, among us. So that's how the computer is going to work, right? What's the method? Input, process, then the output, right? Again, one more time, what's the process, what's the function, how the computer is going to be function, right? Input, process, and the output. Okay, that is that. All right, now we are going to talk about the next part, that is called the significant features of a computer. So here, what do you mean by significant, right? And there's another word called features. So do you have any idea about this? Yes, significant. Yes. All right, so okay, here I have added the singular meaning, right? Significant, in singular we are telling selagya yutu sheshit, right? Then the features, right? Gunanga, right? Then sometimes in English there's another word called characteristics, right? So sometimes for the question paper even they can ask, okay, so please mention a few characteristics of computer. So characteristics again means the features, or in singular we are telling gunanga. So I hope it's clear for you all now, right? So significant, right? The features, I hope now you know the meaning, right? Okay, so that means now what we are going to do is we are going to talk about the important qualities of a computer, right? Important qualities of a computer, or maybe specialized qualities of a computer. All right, let's see the first quality. So they are telling speed and efficiency, right? Speed and efficiency. That's the first quality. Let's see. Let's try to read it. It can finish any given work. Sorry, it can finish any given task within a very short time. Within the brackets, it's mentioned, right? It's mentioning it can perform billions of tasks in a second, right? So here what they're telling is, the computer can finish any given task within a short period, right? So that's the beauty when it's come to computer, right? So the efficiency is very high because it's not getting tired. It's it's working very fast. So because of that, it can complete the task within a short amount of time. That's the first thing, right? That's the first quality. What's the first quality? Speed and efficiency, right? Okay, it's like this, right? For an example, think about queue inside a supermarket, right? So usually you can see there's a computer in the cashier's counter. Imaging this computer, right? Whatever the computer is there on the cashier's counter, it's not a speedy computer. Then what will happen, right? Then the queue gonna be it's gonna be a long queue because so many people will join the queue. So it will take so much a big amount of time. One person will leave from the queue after do his transaction or purchasing all these items, because why? The computer is not a speed computer, right? So therefore it's always it's a must thing that we need to have a speedy computer in these kind of places like the supermarket, the banks, and the places just like that. We need to have speed computers, right? So that's the quality when it's come to computers. What's the quality we discussed a while ago? That is the speed and the efficiency. Okay, right. Move to the next quality, right? Next quality is accuracy, right? Accuracy. So accuracy, I think in the first few slides we talk about that. That means in singular we are telling nirabadhitava, nivaradikava, right? We are telling that. Okay, let's try to read this. It can provide correct information when correct instructions and data are given, right? So what is telling here, right? It's telling the computer is giving us the correct information, but make sure, right? We have to make sure that we have given the computer the correct instruction and correct data. It's like this. All right, so about this place. What is this place? Yes, what is this? That is, yes, Sigiriya. Okay, that is Sigiriya. So Sigiriya is in in which country? Yes, that is in, yes, Sri Lanka. Excellent, right? That is in Sri Lanka. Okay, now imaging right now usually there are the website where we can get information. Imagine a foreigner try to come to our country. He really needs to know about Sigiriya, right? So he's trying to get to know more information about Sigiriya. So what he's going to do is he's going to go to a website and try to type cause the word Sigiriya and looking for the place where the Sigiriya is located. Then here he can see the Sigiriya is in maybe in Kazakhstan, maybe in China. How comes that? What's the reason, right? Because the person who entered the data, that means for that particular website, right, he has entered the wrong data. That means Sigiriya is in Kazakhstan, Sigiriya is in China, just like that, right? But see, right, even right we are getting the correct information because that's what the computer know, because the person, the data entry operator who enter this information to the computer system, he enter those data. That means Sigiriya is in Kazakhstan or in China, right? So the thing is, when a person try to search for Sigiriya, he can see those things. Okay, Sigiriya is in Kazakhstan or in China. So see, the accuracy is 100%, but what's the problem? The problem is the person who entered the data has entered the wrong data. That's the problem. So that was not a problem of the computer itself. The problem was that was done by the the data entry operator, the person who entered the data, right? See, so that means when it's come to computer, accuracy is 100%. Every time it's giving us the 100% correct data. The only problem is sometimes, right, we are the people who are given the instruction and data to the computer, so human can do the mistakes. That's the problem, right? So because of that, sometimes, right, computer might given us wrong information, right, but the accuracy is 100%. So who did the mistake, right? Why the computer is giving us the wrong information sometimes? Because that was done by the people itself, not the computer. I hope it makes sense for you all. So the next point what we discussed was the accuracy. First point, yes, now so far we discussed 2 points, right? 2 qualities. What was the first one? Speed and efficiency. Then the next one is accuracy. Okay, move to the third point, reliability, right? Okay, here let's try to read. You can rely on the process and the output. Yes, what do you mean by this, right? Reliability, you can rely on the process and the output. Yes, what's the meaning of relay? Yes, okay, in Sinhala we are telling විශ්වාසය තැබිය හැකි, right? අපිට මේ ක්‍රියාදාමය පිළිබඳව විශ්වාසය තැබිය හැකි, right? That means what? Yes, that means what? Okay, for an example, right, if you give a task, right, if you ask a person to do a certain task, you know that person is going to be a hard worker, right? So you are expecting this result. So, okay, he will do the work very fast, but sometimes, imagine you give a work, you're gonna ask a small help from one of your friend, right? Because you trust the friend, right? Okay, so then, but sometimes what will happen, sometimes friend might feel a little bit lazy to do the work, so he might think, okay, I will do it on the next day, right? So see, so when it's come to human, right, so the reliability, right, that means we sometimes it's really hard to trust on our people itself, because they are changing time to time, right? Because that's the human nature, right? So but when it's come to computer, right, since computers are not human, right? Okay, so always we can trust on these people, right? Because so if we ask, okay, get a printout, they will get a printout, right? Okay, they will not do any other work, right? But when it's come to human, if we ask, okay, do this work, but sometimes they will do that work, but before that they will do some other work, right? So that is something we have to think about. So that's why the computers are more reliable than the humans, right? Okay, so I hope it's clear for you all, right? So we can keep our trust on these people. Whatever the process they are going to do, they will exactly do that process, right? Not something else. That's the key point, right? Okay, so far we talk about 3 points. What are those? First one, speed and efficiency, then the accuracy, then reliability, right? So those are the 3 qualities or the features so far what we discussed. There are plenty. All right, so the next point is consistency. Let's try to read. It produces consistent output when the same input is given, right? Okay, what do you mean by this consistent? Yes, the word consistent, yes, that means what? Let's see, right? Consistent means nishchita, right? In Sinhala we are telling nishchita, novenas novana, right? Yes, novenas vana, right? So that means it's not going to change, right? So it's like this. Imagine you need to know what is the total after you add 2 plus 2, right? So think about this, right? Early in the morning you have this problem in your mind. So what you're going to do is you're going to open the computer and maybe you're going to the calculator itself and type in, okay, what is 2 plus 2, right? So the computer is giving in the morning, okay, it's telling it's 4. Again at night, right, maybe at night you're thinking, okay, again I want to check, right? I'm not sure about what is 2 plus 2. Then again you are going to go to the computer, open the computer, maybe you open the calculator itself, then again you are typing what is 2 plus 2, and again the computer is giving the same answer. See, right? even early in the morning, maybe at the night, even though you ask, it will give you the same results, right? Because why? Because that's a computer, right? Because computer is not going to sleep, it's not tired. Because of that, it will always give us the same output, right? If the process is the same, if the input data are going to be the same, if the process is the same, then the same output will get. Okay, but right, okay, but when it's come to humans, what will happen, right? Even though we ask to do certain work, sometimes they will feel lazy, they will feel tired. So because of that, we will not get the same output. That's it, right? So I hope it's clear for you all, right? Consistent means, right, consistent, right? That means it's not going to change, right? See, it produces consistent output when the same input is given, right? Okay, right. At any time, if you try to check the try to insert some data and to apply it for some process, then you will get the same output every time. Because why? It consists, right? It's it's not going to change. Okay, I hope it's clear for you all, right? So far we discuss what's the first thing: speed and efficiency, then accuracy, then reliability, then consistency. That's it. Then the next point is storage capacity, right? Storage capacity. So here, let's try to read. It can store a large amount of data, right? So the computer can store large amount of data. It can obtain them at any given time for any process, right? So it's telling it can obtain them at any given time for any process. So what's the meaning here, right? So computer can store a large amount of data, and at the same time it's telling it can obtain. That means what? In Sinhala, obtain means laba ganna, right? So that means we can get those data, right, for any process at any given time. So that's the idea here, right? So that's another quality. For an example, right, about this, right? So if you do have a computer, you don't need to have these in the file covers, all the folders, or the bookshelves just like that. Because why? Right? Because you have the computer itself, right? You have the computer itself. Then what you can do is, since the computer has a big high storage, right, there you can keep your document inside, right? So even though at night, in the morning, at night, even you can get these documents back, right? Okay, so that's the beauty, right? So you don't need to have any files or any folders or any bookshelves just like this, physical folders, physical files, and physical cupboards just like this. You don't need to have, right? All you need to have is the computer, and there you have a great storage, so where you can keep those documents right inside your computer, so you can access those information at any time, even morning, even at night, right? That's the beauty. Okay, so for now, what are the qualities, the features we discuss? The first one, speed and efficiency, then accuracy, then reliability, then consistency, then storage capacity. Then here we are going to talk about the cost, right? Okay, let's see here. Cost: though the initial cost is high, the maintenance cost is not so. Though the initial cost is high, the maintenance cost is not so. Okay, there are some difficult words, though and the maintenance and the initial. So let's try to see the meaning here. Okay, these are the meanings. See, though, right? Woo what, right? Okay, in Sinhala I will tell this, right? Initial means mulika, maintenance means nadattu. Let's try to get the idea here. Though the initial cost is high, right? Mulika viyadama විශාල වුවත්, right, the maintenance cost is not so. නඩත්තුව සඳහා යන වියදම අඩුයි, right? ඒක තමයි මෙතන idea එක, right? එතකොට ඒක අපිට තියෙන advantage එකක්. අපිට මූලික වියදමක් තියෙනවා, ලොකු වියදමක්, සාමාන්‍ය මට්ටමේ වියදමක්. නමුත් ඉන් පස්සේ අපිට නඩත්තුව සඳහා යන වියදම ඉතාමත් අඩුයි, right? Okay, it's like this. So you have to spend some money, right, first at the first stage. Then when it's come to maintenance, you have to spend maybe a little amount of money. So that's the beauty, right? Okay, so now so far we talk about, right, Again, I'll try to recall what are those. Speed and efficiency, that's the first feature or the characteristic. Then accuracy, then reliability, then consistency, then what's storage capacity, then cost. All right, then the last one is the intelligence, right? Let's see. Okay, let's try to read this. It can act according to the given instruction. So keep in mind, everyone, it can act according to the given instruction, but it cannot take decisions on its own like a human being. Okay, check this out again. But it cannot take decisions on its own like a human being. But now these days the scientists, they are developing AI computers, that means artificial intelligence, where they can get their decisions even. But our content, whatever the content what we have in our grade 6 book is like this. So keep in mind, the computer is not an intelligent thing here according to this book, right? Okay, right. So let's see, there are some difficult words here, like the word intelligence. The word in singular we are telling is buddhiya. Then decisions means tirana, right? So here it's telling it can act according to the given instruction. අපි දෙන උපදේශ අනුව ක්‍රියා කරන්න පුළුවන්, but it cannot take decisions on its own like a human being. නමුත් කම්පියුටරට බෑ තනියම තීරණ ගන්න හරියට human කෙනෙක් වගේ, මිනිසෙක් වගේ එයාට තීරණ ගන්න බෑ කියලා තමයි මෙතන කියන්නේ, right? Okay, so for an example, right, computer cannot take decisions, but when it's come to human, right, if you are getting this kind of situation, I mean, imagine you have been chased by a dog itself, then you know what to do, right? Imagine there's some such a situation, then what you will do, right? Maybe you will try to find a higher place so you can go there and stay, or maybe you will try to climb maybe a tree, right? Okay, just like that. Or maybe you will take a stone and try to throw at the dog, right? Maybe the water, right? See, you are intelligent, you know what to do, right? There was no set of instruction, right? But when it's come to computer had to follow a certain instruction. That's the problem. But keep in mind, these days the scientists, computer scientists, they are developing AI computers where the computers even can make decisions. But according to our book, right, the book is telling computer is not an intelligent thing. What the computer can do is it can only follow up the instruction, right? I hope it's made clear for you all. So what are the things we discuss? Yes, again the features. First, speed and efficiency, then accuracy, then one more time reliability, then consistency, then storage capacity, then cost, and the last one is intelligence. So that is that. Then this is the summary of our entire session, what we did from the very beginning. First, we talk about the functions of a computer, how the computer is going to function. There's a sort of method called input, process, then the output. Then we talk about the features of a computer, or else the characteristics of computer. What are those? Speed and efficiency, accuracy, reliability, consistency, high storage capacity, cost, and the last, the intelligence. Okay, that's the first part what we're going to discuss. So then thank you so much for joining with me.